this been a big issue this week, debated in the House, further debate this week as Parliament works out the definition of workplace risk? Let's start with National List MP John O'Naylor. What's going on here? Are you taking the piss with the health and safety legislation?
Absolutely not. And I think what's really important to understand is that this is the first rehash of the health and safety legislation, 23 years. We're absolutely committed to making sure that people stay safe. We want to keep people alive at work. We want to keep people safe. And yeah, sure, people like to, poke the borax about worm farms. You do a few things in terms of clubbing them together.
Let me just say to you, here's something that will blow you away and you away. 53,000 workers injured on dairy farms in the last 7 years, and you bang on about sort of worm farms and mini golf.
No,
I don't understand it. The viewers don't understand it.
So clearly what it is, though, is that it's actually we bunch things together. The health and safety stuff gets put into categories. And so, look, worm farms, lavender farms are in a certain category, which is high risk. The category as a whole is. Look, at the end of the day, if the biggest thing people have got to worry about is talking about worm farms, we've probably done a pretty good job with the legislation.
All right then, Penny, what do you think about that?
Look, it's absolutely rubbish. I mean, this bill that they've got now is a watered-down version. And look, we've had the opportunity to listen to families who have not only come to Parliament, written to us, come into our offices, and there are huge concerns for their loved ones who go off to work and fear that they won't come back. I'm the trustee on a forestry trust, and I know far too well the risks that they face in those dangerous work areas.
So what needs to happen with this bill? What needs to happen? Is it is it all decategorising the low risk, high risk? Is it that simple? It's just the media's taking a bit of a mick.
No, yeah, look, it is a serious issue, that particular part around the categories. But look, what this bill actually needs is a bit of mana and a bit of guts, something that gives the workers an actual right and a say in their workplaces. At the moment, it's taken the right away from them for representatives to share their concerns with their employers and to be represented.
All right, Marama, is he right?
Not completely. The thing is that workers do have rights strengthened in this bill. Our SOP ensured that workers would be able to have a say in the establishment of their work groups. So yes, there are areas that need to be strengthened, specifically around agriculture, and those areas, because sharing should be in there, right?
Let's get it clear, Marama. Are you supporting the government on this?
Yes, we are. And I'll tell you why, because we were able to get some gains, and in order to get those gains, because we work in an MMP environment, we need to make a commitment. So the commitment to passing the bill, which actually fundamentally is a stronger bill than the current legislation, means that to get those gains, the millimetre that these guys asked us to get, these guys come scuttling up to our place to ask us to get these gains, we get them, and then what do? Throw us under the bus. Thank you very much. We'll work with you any day.
This came on the back of the Pike River legislation, eh? It's serious news.
That's right. The Pike River legislation, where under this previous government, the Labour government, they did nothing to support those workers in their time. What did you do? What did you do?
They come in
No, you didn't. No, you didn't.
They come in to see us in Parliament over the past few months.
Yeah, but
we are carrying their cause. She fought for 1 millimetre and lost 2 metres.
The CTU themselves have admitted that this is a stronger bill.
Kevin Haig, what do you make of what Marama Fox said?
Okay, so where this really started was in the 1990s when the national government of the day deregulated health and safety, left it up to employers.
So, but what about
the Pike River disaster?
Kevin?
Wait a second. The Pike River disaster demonstrated just how dangerous that made workplaces. The bill, when it was introduced, set out to actually implement the recommendations of the Royal Commission and of the Independent Task Force, and it was a good bill, and that's why we supported it. What's happened now is that National now has a division within its caucus, the reassertion of the neoliberals who want to leave it back up to the employers again.
Let's just keep
this is a bad bill, and we're going to vote against it.
I'm just thinking of what the National they're trying to put in place. They've got the Safer Farms program. I think it's called Safer Farms. It's a 5-year program the governor's running. They are attempting to do something which is as you say, a very complex situation.
Yeah, and what we're saying is the bill, when it was initially introduced, actually provided equal protection, the right for every worker to go to work in the morning and come home alive. And actually what's happened now is the government has watered down their bill and actually exempted small workplaces from some of the most important provisions.
We will come back to you. John, I'll come back to you straight after Damien Christie. Damien.
Okay, so I'm sorry, I'm just on TV at the moment, right? Yes. Shh. So we've got some visitors here from Australia. G'day there, how are you?
I'm well, how are you?
Yeah, good, thanks, mate. So you're from the Australian Labor Party?
I am indeed.
What do you do there?
I'm actually a union official and I'm obviously a member of the Labor Party and very active in the party, and we're here on a parliamentary exchange tour.
Good. I can see that you've got beer in front of you. I'm going to give you a quick rundown. This is the Backbencher Show, right? What do you think so far, backbenchers?
Robust debate in a pub.
Yeah, you've got it right. Very astute. Now, we're having a debate about workplace. Have you been listening to this? I mean, what do you think when you hear from Australia that we're talking about, worm farms being dangerous? You guys you've got mining, you've got crocodile hunting, you've got all this sort of stuff.
Well, I wouldn't have expected worm farms to be spoken of in this sort of context, but I'm sure that there's logic behind the discussion. I'm just waiting to hear it.
Well, I'm gonna very quickly. I'm gonna give you the next line to start things off. You just got to repeat after me. The Helen Clark government. Say the Helen Clark government
The Helen Clark government
had 9 years to fix this.
had not.
Back to you, Wallace.
All right, the Helen Clark government had. You continue, Jono.
The thing I was going to say is that actually one of was not that, I can tell you. Look, the thing that we need to keep in mind is that there's one small part of it that we're talking about actually saying for those areas where it's relatively low risk, small number of employees, there's no compulsion to have a health and safety rep. Now, that is one aspect of it. That's what this whole big beat-up's about. It's one small aspect of it, we're still committed to keeping people safe.
When you've got people like the teacher Patrick Walsh on the radio this morning saying they're really concerned around schools, they might have to sort of rip up their schoolyards because they haven't got the appropriate health and safety.
That's just mischievous kind of people sending stuff around. Schools haven't got anything to worry about. So long as
But we don't know. We don't know.
Well, we do know. So what we do know is that if an employee or a PCBU, as these other people are called now, actually take appropriate action, put in place appropriate plans, and take all reasonable action to ensure people are safe, they're not going to be prosecuted willy-nilly, and that goes for schools too.
Around the panel, what's the hardest job that you've ever done? Kevin Haig.
Probably farm work, actually.
What about you, Marama?
Sharing, rousing.
What about you, Penny?
Fatherhood, mate.
No. Yeah, all right. Not the most dangerous.
Oh no, it can be pretty dangerous at times.
Right. What about you, Jono?
Cleaning public toilets. It was just unpleasant. I mean, who wants to scrape crap off the walls? I mean, let's be honest.
Was this in Palmerston North?
Masterton, actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, very interesting. I want to hear more about that, but I've got to move on. Look, at Backbenchers TV, do tweet us about this. It's a big issue. It's an important issue. We are back with the shocking state of our state houses very soon.